Well, hey everybody, welcome to Within Spirit Tarot. I'm here to do your past life reading. Pick a card. Who were you in your past life? Before we do get started, you guys, I want you to hit the like, subscribe, and share button, and don't forget to click the notification bell to get notified when I arrive live or post any type of readings for you. Check out the description box below for personal reading services. I also offer pendulum and Reiki healing, so you might as well check out my Facebook page if you'd like, and my eBay store has manifestation candles. So while we're getting started here, I have these index cards numbered 1 through 5. It's only going to be a one card, so what I want you guys to do is to take a look at these numbers. And ask Spirit which number relates to the most, and what kind of traumas or things are going to need to be healed from the past life into this lifetime. Like what kind of traumas and things are you needing to work with or manifest in this lifetime. So I'm going to give you guys at least a minute to decide, and then we will get started. Just a few more minutes, then we'll get started with the numbers that you guys have chosen. And you're more than welcome to pick more than one number if you're led to it. All right, so let's get started. Grab these. All right, so for those of you who picked the number 1, okay, number 1, you got servant. So some of you could have been a servant in your past life. We have housework, childcare, indentured servitude, and others. So other could be like anything. And you're from the early modern age. That's your time frame. The lesson in that lifetime is gluttony. Your death was due to dementia. Location, Africa. Trauma, abandonment. So maybe you were abandoned by the person that you were serving for. Your faith was Aztec. You were an observative lover. Okay, so like you observed love, or you knew of love in this lifetime, even though even what, like, you see sometimes with servants, sometimes they don't feel it, but I feel like you saw what love was through this lifetime. Okay, so that's, yeah, so some of you were servants, definitely, or you could have been, child care, like a servitude to people who had children who maybe were very wealthy. Your identity was a husband, so some of you guys were actually a male. Okay, yeah, some of you guys were a male. All right, so that's what I get for you, group number 1. Your lesson is gluttony. Okay, your lesson was gluttony. Maybe you're bringing that through this time, through also the trauma you had was abandonment. So maybe you're learning, like, in this lifetime, if you've abandoned a child, like what it was like for the other opposite side, and I hope to God some of you aren't going through this abandonment again, but that could be a possibility that you're learning how to handle that. All right, moving on, we have group number 2. So if you had number 2, you had beauty. So it was like a female. All right, you were a town beauty. Some of you could have been prostitutes. I know for some of you who have children, don't let them listen to this part unless you want them to know. Prostitute being, well, you know what some of that is. Struggling with your appearance. femme fatale. So some of you struggled with your own appearance, maybe due to because you were a beautiful person, like you struggled because people looked at you as only a beauty and nothing more. Your time frame was the age of Atlantis. Your lesson, abuse of technology. So some of you, we do have technology in this time frame. Every time frame has their own sense of what technology is. You could be learning that lesson this time. Your death was at an accident. Location, island. It just says island here. Trauma, persecution or torture. So you guys could be going through that, a little bit of that possibly. Your faith, polytheistic. Love, celibate or asexual. Your identity was a young male. So you could have been a beautiful young male, or you felt like a woman deep down, possibly. Time frame, age of Atlantis. Okay, so you guys have been from the age of Atlantis there. All right. Number 3, if you chose group number 3, you have ice disaster, ice age, hail, blizzard, and hypothermia. So some of you could have passed away from hypothermia, or even like in some sort of a hailstorm, blizzard. Now on this side we have your death being a broken heart. So you died of a broken heart. Your location is Western Europe. Trauma, slander, so be careful. We still do have slander in this lifetime. Faith, Heth, animistic, and your love, slave or concubine. So you could have been the slave or vice versa. Your identity was a child. Time frame, Viking age. Lesson, accountability. So your lesson in this lifetime is to learn accountability, or that's what you did learn. We have path number 4 here. Okay. We have earth disasters, earthquakes, animal attack, drought, and building collapse. So some sort of a disaster. Okay, we have here, and your trauma was physical limitation. Could be due to the disaster if you survived through that. Your death was by fire. Location, Northern Europe. Lesson, leadership. Time frame, classical and antiquity. Your identity was a sibling, so you could have been the sibling of this person, or you could have been there's so many scenarios with siblings, like you and your sibling could have been the only ones that survived this disaster. Okay. And last but not least, group number 5 here, we have the law. So something to do with the law here. We do have a judge, law enforcement, lawmaker, and lawyer. So somebody here could have worked in the law, could have gotten in trouble with the law. Okay. This side, your identity is a wife. Your time frame, late modern age. Lesson, walking the middle path. So if some of you are not understanding where you came from, you can look up what these time frames are, what kind of things, you know, the economies and all that stuff went through in those time frames. Your death, childbirth. So yeah, it makes sense because you were a wife. So you could have died giving childbirth. Okay. Location, Middle East. Trauma, marital loss. Ooh. So it's kind of like, yeah, a heartbreak, but because of a marriage. Your faith was philosophical, into words, philosophical. Love, widow, widower. So that makes sense because, you know, you lost your person, so now you're a widow or a widower. And you could have had either like the law involved. The law would make sense, especially if you're this person, because you you lost a significant other, you lost your spouse. So you would definitely be dealing with the law here, or you could have worked for the law, okay? So whatever the case may be here with this, but this is what I got for you for group number 5, okay? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy these cards. I would like to come on more often and do, you know, a lot more of these because I enjoy them. We're using my Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle deck, the little round ones that you just saw. So I'm going to be doing those at least once a week. So be on the lookout. If yours didn't call out to you this week, just keep looking. But with that being said, you guys, these are the 5 readings for this week. If they didn't resonate, remember, just check out future ones. Also, don't forget to check out the description box for personal readings. I can even do past life readings with you in personal if you want something that's more pertain to you and just not like array of different people. But with that being said, you guys, I hope you enjoyed these. I'll see you on the next one. Peace, love, light, many blessings, and namaste. Bye-bye for now.